Welcome to the Everything Podcast. This episode, I'm going to be talking about the announcement of the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour. But before I do that, I should mention I'm recording this episode on the 21st of January 2026, and because of my work commitments and other commitments at the moment as well, I'm not being able to record as ahead as I would like. So you would have noticed that Chuck has stepped in again, as I think he will probably do an episode, I think this week as well, because of when I'm working. And when I'm not working, I've got several meetings and loads of things going on, which have to take priority over the podcast, as you can probably relate to. So, yeah, as I said in this episode, I'm talking about the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour, which was announced a few days after the release of the most recent 13th Doctor Adventures release, which was Ride or Die, which was written by Rashana Patel. It's the fourth in the 12-episode series 1 for the 13th Doctor Adventures at Big Finish, and we're starting to get some teasers and appearances actually of the Tourist, which is the story arc for the first series, but that continues in, as I said, the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour. So let's read the press release announcing it. So it was announced on the 15th of January 2026. It's taken me nearly a week to talk about it because of work, really. And it's titled The East End is Nigh. It then continues. Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill travel to 1920s London in the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour, a full cast audio drama available March 2026. We then have a cover. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you should be able to see that. If you're just listening, go into the Podcast X page, you can find the cover on there because I've reposted it. Then it continues. The 13th Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, and Yasmin Khan, played by Mandip Gill, return for another brand new audio adventure in March, and this time the TARDIS is taking them back a century to 1926, London's East End. With England reeling from the recent war and waves of illness, many Londoners are turning to seances to seek connection with their deceased loved ones. But when the medium Esther Shine dies in mysterious circumstances, the time traveller is rushed to investigate and uncover a surprising alien threat. The Violet Hour, which has been written by Rafaela Marcus, who is a relatively new writer to be finished. They've only written, I think I've found one. What else have they? I think was it a Torchwood? I found that. Yeah, Torchwood. The last love song of Susie Costello is the only previous thing they've written. And the Violet Hour is the 5th instalment in the 13th Doctor Adventures, a series of 12 brand new full cast audio dramas set between series 12 and 13, or also known as Flux, of TV Doctor Who. We then have a synopsis for the Violet Hour, which is as follows. The Doctor and Yaz arrive in the East End of London, 1926. There's grief in the air, not only the years of war and sickness, but a more recent death. A strange message prompts them to investigate the murder of a medium, a young woman whose seances hide deeper secrets, and an unearthly power that threatens the entire city. The guest cast of the Violet Hour includes Olivia Marcus, who you might know from Extraordinary and Everyone Else Burns, as the grieving sister Miriam, and David Robb, who you may also know from Downton Abbey and I, Claudius, as the ruthless Colonel Maltrivers, as well as Liv Andusser, Joseph Arkley, and Anna Critchlow. Writer Rafaela Marcus said, "It's been a thrill to take the 13th Doctor and Yaz to the world of music hall and seances and bring them face to face with all the strange and murky things that occupy the underbelly of 1920s London. Speaking to the dead is a dangerous and quite literally haunting business. And even more so in this era, I've loved writing Yaz and the Doctor's challenging, loyal, heartfelt dynamic as they investigate both a series of murders and their own losses. I hope listeners enjoy it as much as I did." So as I said before, the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour, will be released from March 2026. So that's the end of the discussion of that. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of the announcement of the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Violet Hour. So if you plan to listen to it when it is released in March 2026. But without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.